Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Shelly from Art for My Table, and today we are going to be cooking a Thanksgiving turkey. I'm going to share all my secrets for how to get the perfect, juiciest, most wonderful, flavorful Thanksgiving turkey. Good morning. Hi. Welcome. So, couple of things. How are you doing on that?
I'm looking for your video.
Oh, okay. I got my son helping me off on the side. Hi, Carl. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Okay, so let me tell you what we're going to do today while my son is working on sort of the back end stuff for a minute. If you're catching this on the replay, just bump up 2 minutes. You'll be fine. So today I'm going to share a turkey recipe. We're going to talk everything from whether or not you should brine your turkey, how to brine your turkey, a recipe for brining, as well as how to roast the perfect turkey. And I'm also going to share with you some homemade cranberry sauce with a clean eating swap if you're interested in that, but I'll talk about it both ways. So the other thing I wanted to share with you, I have a little gift for you guys today if you're watching, and actually whether you're watching on the replay or not, there's a link in the description, so you'll be able to see it. It's coming. There will be a link in the description that'll say Thanksgiving Recipes book, and I'm giving you a free book today. All you have to do is click on that link and give me your name and email, and then it'll automatically get sent out to you. Hi, Valerie. How are you? So, okay. Need some help?
I just have to refresh it. That's all.
Okay. So let me start by talking about brining your turkeys and when you should. So before I get to that, I want to give a huge shout out to Tom Otto's Turkey Farm, who has provided the turkeys for today's recipe. And great here. Oh, good. Thanks, Valerie. Hi, Patty. Good morning. Okay, so Tom Otto's Turkey Farm is a local farm, and they raise turkeys, and they are all natural. They never have any antibiotics. They're just, it's such a wonderful place. So we've been buying our turkeys there for several years, and they always are just so perfect. So if you guys are local, you definitely should check them out. I actually put a link to their Facebook page in here, so you can go check them out.
Whoops,
I should have asked them if they ship. So, you know, Otto's, if you're watching, pipe in. Do you guys ship? Because you guys are all going to want these turkeys. Got a question?
Yeah, I think I put it in the wrong spot.
Okay, hold on 1 second, you guys. Just got to check this back end stuff. All right. What are we at?
I did the one from the Word document and that one in the last tab. Was I not supposed to do that, or was I fine?
Oops. Sorry, guys. Hang with me just a second.
I had to refresh it, which may always go away. Otherwise your video wouldn't show up.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Why don't you guys tell me where you are watching from this morning? And are you having your morning coffee? Are you on to something else? What's happening with you? Let's get started with that. All right, so where are we at here? Yeah, no, you put this in the wrong spot, that's all. All right, so I try to get this set up as much as possible beforehand, and then sometimes we just have these glitches. So I really apologize. Just hang in there. All right, so we just got to get all our shares in because there's certain people that want to see this, so I got to make sure that they get their information. Good morning from South Carolina. Good morning. Sydney, Australia. Hello. Oh my goodness. It's what time is it there? I think you said even 3, it's after 3 a.m. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Hi, Phoebe. Onto water, you've had 4 cups of coffee. I've been so busy preparing this morning, I've had maybe 3/4 of a cup of coffee. So, from Missouri, New York, I love it. What's it like in New York right now? Their weather's usually pretty similar to ours.
Where's
So,
the paste
Well, you have to have your copy ready or you won't get it. Is it there? There we go. Awesome. Okay, we're moving right along here. So that's good. Did you get the other 3 or not
No,
yet?
I'm still working on
okay.
it.
All right, we're good. We're good. Why won't you cooperate for me? Hello. Good morning, you guys. Well, why won't it do it? Here we go. Did you got it last time, right? You work on that. Let's see if you can work.
I don't know.
Okay,
if I do.
I'm gonna start making with Brian. Hi, Jill. Love your shirt color. Oh, thank you, thank you. And my partner works night shift. I can't see your comment, but I'll come back to it. My partner works night shift. Oh, that's why you're so up so early. You know what? I actually woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and I couldn't go back to sleep. So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get started on the brine. So I told you about Tom Otto's Turkey Farm. They provided the turkeys for this recipe today, and they're amazing. They raise all of their own corn. It's non-GMO. Their turkeys are never injected with antibiotics or anything. They're all like super all natural, wonderful. So, hi Pauline, good morning. So that's the turkey that I use. Now, how do you know when to brine a turkey? You want to brine a turkey when you purchase it fresh. You don't ever want to brine a frozen turkey. Typically, when you go to your grocery store and you purchase a frozen turkey, it's already been injected with like a salt solution. So if you brine that, like if you thaw it and brine it, even if you let it thaw in the brine, then it's going to end up being too salty. And so then that can, you know, really mess up the flavor of your turkey.
It's
How you
not
guys
working.
doing?
Yeah,
We're having a
that's
few
not
technical difficulties here. So anyway, they're going to work on that. So, and then I'll ask you guys, if you want to be able to reference this video back pretty easily, if you just go ahead and share this to your timeline, then it'll be really easy for you to find later rather than coming back to my Facebook page and scrolling through. The other thing I want to tell you is the brine and the turkey today is not on the blog yet, but it will be. So you will probably want to keep this handy. And then for those of you just coming in, there's a link in the description after the video or during the video that you can sign up, and I will actually send you this recipe today, plus all of my favorite Thanksgiving side dishes. It's a whole book of all Thanksgiving recipes. So, okay, so you want to brine a turkey that is fresh, and that's what we're doing. We didn't. Otto's provided us some fresh turkeys. So we're going to start with 3 cups of apple cider. And then we need 2 gallons of water for this, okay? But my pot doesn't actually fit 2 gallons of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 1 gallon of water, and I'm going to finish the preparations for the brine. And then at the very end, when I add the turkey, that's when I'm going to add my water, because I will brine my turkey in a larger container than this. If you have a pot that's big enough to hold your turkey and all your brine, and you can still get it in your fridge, or you live in a cold climate, that is ideal. I actually don't have a pot that's big enough, so we put everything in a brining bag, and then we put that in like a bucket. You can do like a 5-gallon bucket or any bucket that you have, and then it's very important that you keep this cold, so you do need to keep it in your refrigerator. So the next thing, yeah?
We don't know how it works.
All right, hang on a second. The next thing you're gonna add, so hopefully that helps. Like, that's one struggle that we have, is like being able to fit the turkey and everything. But we just did, like last night, we just got a tall container. We put our brining bag in it, turkey in it, then we added our brine, and then just sealed it up. And Tom Otto's Turkey Farm, they carry everything that you need. They have roasting pans, they have brining bags. They're the roasting pans that are the disposable ones. So let me see if I can see what's going on here. Looks like we're having hey, it's nothing to be stressed about. You're fine. My son's trying to help us out, and yeah, he's getting a little frustrated because it's not working like it's supposed to. There we go. Okay. This should really only hopefully take a second this time. All right, so if you can put a thumbs up if you have ever, actually no, if you've never roasted your own turkey, give me a thumbs up. And if you have roasted your own turkey, give me a heart. Let's do that while we're waiting a second. It's very difficult for me to multitask. I am just, not great at that. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I see some hearts. Awesome. There we go. Almost done. Okay. Now all of our friends that have been waiting to see this are aware that we're live, even though I'm 12 minutes late. So, that's okay. Here we go. Okay, that should be good. And now, I have my computer here. I should maybe be able to see some of your comments if it unfreezes for me. All right. Good job. Oh, I've got some thumbs up and some hearts. Awesome. Thank you, you guys. Okay, so we've got water and cider. And now we're going to do our salt. This is the key ingredient to brine. So you can do a brine with just water and salt, but this, adding all this extra stuff is going to make it super flavorful. So this is a cup and a half of salt, and I like to use sea salt because it's just better for you. And then we have 2 cups of brown sugar. Now you could easily do, 2 cups of honey if you want to keep it a little cleaner, a little more natural. That's totally fine, but either's fine. Yes?
Something went wrong. Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video.
Okay, don't worry about it. All right, so we'll just refresh it in a few minutes. So there's our salt and our sugar, and then now we're going to do some orange peel. So this is, I just use a vegetable peeler. Hi, Jen. You roasted the turkey crown 4 years ago for the first time, and it was great. It's not as hard. And Simone says she's never roasted one. Oh, you deep fry. So, you know what? I've actually never had a deep fried turkey. I can't, just because it's probably not the healthiest option, but really, I mean, we're talking Thanksgiving. It's not always like wouldn't be my first choice, but I really would like to taste a deep fried turkey. So I'm just using a vegetable peeler here to peel my orange. And it works really nice because it doesn't get all the pith, it just gets the peel. And that's really where you want the flavor. The pith has more of a bitter flavor to it. So just thinking of brining your turkey as insurance, this would be really good. Hey Simone, do you brine your turkeys before you deep fry them? I don't know if you need to, if that's because it's a different method. So that's how I do that, and then here's the rest. We're going to do orange peels from 3 oranges. So I'm going to put that in there, and then we have some tricolored peppercorns, and we're going to do some rosemary sprigs. So a real easy way to get the leaves off the rosemary is just to hold it up and just pull down, and all those leaves will come off really easily. So we're going to put those in there, and then after you, the very end doesn't have a twig in it, so you got to pull that one out. After you stir this up, we're going to actually bring it to a boil. And after it boils, that gets all the sugar and the salt is all melted. And then you need to let it cool a little bit, and then you can put your turkey in it, or put it on your turkey, whichever method you're using. So you can do that. Okay. And what do we have left? That's it. So we're going to just give this a stir. And it looks so pretty. I wish you guys could see. Can you see? Yeah, you can kind of see it. Yeah. Is the video working again? Okay, awesome.
I just refreshed it.
Great. You've never used a brine. All right. Are you buying fresh or frozen turkey, Simone? I'm just curious because I haven't deep fried one, if that has maybe a different result. But I know at least for baking and roasting, this is great. So what we do with this then is we put it on the stove and we bring it to a boil. Then we'll let it cool. And then I like to use a brining bag inside of a bucket, as I mentioned earlier. So that just, you've never used brine. Okay, interesting. So it's really yummy. The next step is after it brines, you want it to brine for about 16 to 18 hours. So you'd want to do this ahead of time. And then the next step after that is to rinse it off really good. So just rinse any of that extra. You could actually soak it in cold water if you want to, but I think we usually don't. I've never had it be too salty. So just rinse it off really well, and then you want to pat it dry, and then you're going to put it in your roasting pan, and you're going to cover it with foil. And you want to cover it really, really, really well with foil. We just wrap it like all the way around the pan. And then you'll put it in your preheated oven, which will be preheated at 275. Okay? There we go. All right. That's going to go about 10 minutes per pound. So it's really going to depend on how large your turkey is. Okay? So 10 minutes a pound. My turkey is about 13 and a half, 14 pounds. And so it was about 2 hours and 15 minutes that we put it in for the first stage. And then the next stage is to put the yummy butter flavor on it. So I'm going to tell you about that next. So for this, so cook it covered, 275, 10 minutes per pound. And we'll come back to this. And now we're going to do some fresh herbs and some butter and more orange peel. Up here. All right. How is it going over there? Good? Are we working? Is it working?
I just refreshed it again because it said it went wrong.
Good. Am I missing any comments? Looks like you guys are good. Never used brine. Good. Awesome. Okay, so who's hosting Thanksgiving? Give me a thumbs up if you're hosting. Give me a heart if you're going away. That looks good. And did you get it? Did you get it on these, babe?
What?
Did you get it on these?
No.
All right. There we go. Now do it in here, okay? Do copy paste or do paste. Okay, so I'm going to get these herbs. We just talked about rosemary and how this is an easy way to get it off. You don't have to copy, hon. All you have to do is paste.
I know.
Okay. So I have just a couple more sprigs of rosemary here, and then I have some fresh thyme, and I have some fresh sage. Tara, you host every year. So are you in charge of the turkey, or do you do other dishes with it? I would love to know what I'd love to know what you guys' favorite Thanksgiving side dishes are. Are you more traditional, the traditional stuff, or do you like something different? Tell me what you've got. You don't have Thanksgiving in Australia. Well, you could just have a turkey, right? That's true. I kind of forgot about that. I just can't even believe that you're up in Australia. So, hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'm getting the little tiny thyme leaves off the same way, just pulling them down the strand, the opposite way that they grow. And some of the stems at the top are they're a little more fragile, so they can break off a little bit. But when you're on that really tough like twig part, it just comes right off. All right, so there's that, and then I have some sage. So what I want to do is I just want to finely cut these up. It's important to have a really good knife. I'm going to just kind of get into my sage first because I didn't have that prepped at all. And then I'll just mix them all together. And then we'll just kind of rock with this. It's important to have a good knife. I really like to use a chef knife, especially something that has a little bit of curve right here. Tara, you do it all. Traditional Thanksgiving. Yeah, at Christmas, yeah, you can have a turkey at Christmas. I hear you, Tara. I've been in that situation before too. Actually, the past couple years, my family has come here, and they have brought things. But then I'm such a like snobby foodie that there's certain things that I just really want to have. So my family's never been much into the sweet potatoes, so I really like to have the sweet potatoes. So then I end up, you know, adding dishes, and we always have more than enough food, of course. So
We should talk about the mac and cheese.
no. What else? Oh, so what do you guys like? What do you have? You said traditional, so is that potatoes, corn, green bean casserole? What's your favorite thing? Hey, Carl, is that one that needs to be buttered ready? You want to get that one out? So I have assistants today. It's Veterans Day. Plus my partner's a big turkey too. That's funny, Jen. Jen. Yeah, I need glasses. I wear them. They still don't help. Okay, so sweet potato pie. Ooh, yum. That's so yummy. So, well, my son's home because he's homeschooled, but my husband's home because it's Veterans Day and it's a holiday for him. So he's gonna just pull that out and set it there, and then I'll show them the next step. So what I have here is softened butter. You need 1 stick of butter. Yes, you are gonna put the whole stick of butter on the turkey, and it's delicious. Okay, and we're gonna put our herbs in here, and it smells really, really good, really fresh. You could use dried herbs too, but I just really like fresh. And then we want to zest an orange. So this is a microplane. If you don't have one, I would highly recommend getting one. They're awesome. You can zest 2 ways. I have a tendency to do it upside down, and then I can see it kind of gathering in there. You can uncover that. But you can also do it this way, so it just goes right in your bowl. I get like a little crazy, and sometimes it ends up somewhere else. So this just kind of keeps it all collected for me. Okay, let me hear your more Thanksgiving side dish favorites. One of my favorites is a from scratch green bean casserole, which definitely is some extra work, but it's so worth it to me. It's so worth it. All right, some of that in there. We're almost done with this. This microplane is great too. It makes it really easy to zest. You can use it for chocolate, any citrus, Parmesan if you want. But again, I love it on citrus because you won't get all that pith. It just gets the very outside of the orange, which is where all that yummy zest flavor lives. Can you guys see? Yeah, let's bring that before you uncover it. Well, I was going to angle the camera. I think you see it. Just lift up and bring it over here. Just show them. I just want you guys to see. This is like seriously covered with foil. Okay, I wanted you to see all the foil that I used, but I mean, you want to just wrap it really, really tight and get it in there. Okay, so now we have our fresh herbs and our butter and our orange zest, and you can put a little salt and pepper in here too if you want to. This is a brining. I go pretty easy on the salt. I figure you can always salt your food afterwards. You know, I mean, salt's good. It does bring out the flavor, but we did all that brining. So, hi, Darcy. Oh, cranberry celebration salad. Always green bean casserole. Yes. I'm just not a fan of, like, the cream soup, so I had to try to do it from scratch one year, and so good. So even those, like, the crispy onions on top, I just love it. What's in cranberry celebration salad? I think I know what it is, but maybe we just call it something different at our house. I don't know. I imagine there's cranberries in it. That would be a good call. All right. So now I'm going to pull this over. And you can see this turkey's been in for about 2 hours and 15 minutes, 2:20. Mashed potatoes and gravy, says Patty. Yes, that's definitely a classic. And it's been covered.
Sweet potatoes.
Can you guys see this okay? I'm going to just hold it. I want to make sure you can see it. So the skin isn't brown yet. Our phase 2 with this turkey is that we're going to get it in uncovered, and that's when it's going to get nice and brown. And then I'm going to give you my #1 secret to the perfect turkey. Tip, maybe it's not really a secret, but. So I'm going to put my butter mixture on here now. And this is usually cool enough to, I mean, it's not cool, it's still warm, but usually you won't like burn yourself on it. So you're just going to go in and rub this everywhere. And yes, it looks like a ton of butter, but it's so good. And it will make the skin nice and crispy and golden brown. So, and again, thank you to Otto's for providing us with these fabulous fresh turkeys. We've been eating them for years, and they're just so good. Plus, their family's just awesome. When I visited the farm to pick up the turkeys, everybody's just so friendly, and they sell a lot of wonderful things in their farm store. Carrot souffle, that sounds good. Patty homemade cranberry sauce, we're going to make that next while our turkeys continue to cook. But yeah, Otto's has a bunch of locally produced items, granola and, oh my gosh, it's escaping me right now, but like just all kinds of stuff. Honey, maple syrup, stuff like that. Cheese, yes, they have cheese. And then of course they have like their turkeys and other meat products, and they sell like pot pies that they actually make. They make them there and then freeze them. So just lots of good stuff. I love stuff that's like just homemade and especially local. I should have put my apron on. I was going to do that. So awesome. All right. Almost done here. Just a little more butter to get on here. And I just keep, it's just melting right in there, and you want to get it all like under the legs and on the wings. My other turkey's looking good too. I'm going to show you the finished product, but not quite yet. So at this point, after you get all the butter on there, now we're going to raise the temperature of the oven to 350. And then we're not going to cover the bird. And we're going to put a oven thermometer. So here's your #1 tip. If you don't have a digital oven-proof thermometer, I highly recommend it. I'm telling you, the first couple years that we did these turkeys this way, we were just so surprised at how early the bird was done. We're like, no way, it can't be done yet, because you know, you don't want to eat raw turkey. But did we put it in the right place? We were totally second guessing ourselves. For turkey, you want the internal temperature to be 165 or above. So then you know it's done and it's safe and all that good stuff. But we were just like, oh, I don't know. Okay, so we took it out and cut into it. Perfect. Most perfect turkey ever. So those oven thermometers are awesome, and you want one that works. I actually put one in the link to one in the description if you want to check it out. My ovens, I have a double wall oven, and what brand is it? What brand is it? LG, oh, GE. We have a GE one. And these actually came with built-in oven thermometers. So it's just like a cord that with a probe, and you can stick it in, and it actually plugs right into my oven inside, which is awesome. All right, let me wash my hands a second here. Get all this butter off. Some slippery fingers. What are you guys doing this weekend? What are the plans? Who's going out this weekend? Staying in? What are you doing? I need to make applesauce. I bought apples and I've been so busy I haven't made it. And I know most people, you guys probably make applesauce in September. But I buy Mutsus, also known as Crispins, and they're super sweet, so I don't have to add any sugar to it at all. And I do just a homemade applesauce, and I run it through the food mill, the KitchenAid food mill, and so that I borrow from my friend. I have the KitchenAid, but she has the attachment, so it works out well. And yeah, it's delicious. So, what was I going to say about it? So I have to make some applesauce because I've got like a bushel of Crispin apples that are in my garage that I need to hurry up. We always buy seconds, so before we eat them all as apples. And then I make applesauce and I freeze it. I actually don't can it because I don't know how to can yet. I know, shocker. I just don't have all the stuff. So Pauline is staying in where it's warm. Yes, what's the temperature there? It's pretty cold here today. You ready for this?
Sure.
All right. So which side does it have to go in?
Side.
Because we have to go. I thought we put it on the side.
No.
You do the honors. This is the real turkey man right here. This side, I have to go on the side. Awesome. So you want to stick that in there. This is a oven thermometer that just plugs right into my oven. And then I'll do the settings on my actual oven display, and then it will let me know when it's ready. Simone, dissertation. That doesn't sound like fun. Researching. Oh, some cider donuts. That sounds really yummy. Yeah. So today, after we're done here, I'm going to go out to lunch with a friend of mine. We both have November birthdays, so we're going to go celebrate our birthdays. So that'll be fun. And then making applesauce tomorrow. My husband's building sets tomorrow for a play. So, how's the bottom one coming? Should I start the...
It's ready.
It's ready?
It's just
Wow.
not that brown.
It's not, yeah. Oh, let's let that brown a little bit more. Okay. Let me show you cranberry sauce really quick. This is so easy. It's homemade. It's delicious. I always say you'll never buy canned again because I don't think you will. All right, let me get my little burner here so I can do it right where you can see. There we go. Make sure I'm not there. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take 3/4 cup of cranberry juice. And I like to use 100% juice. So it doesn't have any added sugar in it or anything like that. 40 degrees, very windy. So what's the temp today?
20s.
20s. Oh, it's 20s here today. And it's not windy. It actually looks really pretty out. We've got blue skies and colored leaves. A lot of the leaves are falling now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this juice to a boil. Now you can use water if you want. The juice adds more flavor. You could do a blend of different fruit juices if you wanted to, like apple cider or pomegranate, whatever you can do. It's very nice. You can even do oranges because we did peel some oranges, but we didn't actually use these oranges yet, which, you know, my kids will eat them, but you could easily cut that in half and add some orange in there. You can also do like orange zest on the top of this to finish it off. It's really nice too. So, okay, it's almost there, coming to a boil. And then we're just gonna put in some cranberries, fresh cranberries. You can buy them frozen too and let them thaw out or not. But I usually just buy them fresh. This time of year, they're in season, so they'll be in the deli. So this is boiling. I'm just gonna put my apron on because cranberry juice stains and I might be a little messy in the kitchen sometimes. So, should get myself nice and covered up here. All right. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? I'm gonna put these cranberries in.
It's 40 degrees, but very windy.
I know, we caught that one already.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. Okay, so now I've got the cranberries in the juice. We're gonna let this go 5-ish minutes or so until the cranberries are all starting to pop. So while we're doing that, I want to hear about your desserts, you guys. What do you like? I love pumpkin pie. There's just something about Thanksgiving and pumpkin pie that goes together. I also really like apple pie. My brother usually brings all the pies. He's not much of a cook, so there's store-bought, but he'll bring like a caramel apple pie and a pumpkin pie and a pecan pie. Oh, you missed the beginning. Hi, Kristen. That's okay, I'll catch you up. Peach cobbler, that sounds good. Pumpkin pie, of course, yes. Apple crisp, I love apple crisp too. Hi, Jennifer. Apple pie with maple pecan. Ooh, traditional pumpkin pie or cherry pie. Sweet potato pie, so many good ones. This is coming up. So, Kristen, we are doing a turkey today, and right now we're doing some cranberry sauce to go with it. So just to get you up to speed, we talked about when to brine your turkey, which you probably already know because Kristen has an awesome blog called A Mindful Mom. Mindful like full, F-U-L-L. So make sure you get that when you look it up. So you probably already know all this stuff, but we're roasting a turkey from start to finish. Pumpkin coffee cake, sign me up. You don't know how to make one. Ooh, that makes me want to make a pumpkin coffee cake. I love stuff that's like from scratch though, so whenever I try to do something, I'm always adding a step because like I would want to use homemade pumpkin puree, which I do have a recipe for on our site. So, thanks Kristen.
Should I link it?
Yeah. So, I think there's already a link. They already know our site. So, yeah, if you're joining in and you're not familiar, I'm Shelly from Art for My Table. Our site is artformytable.com. Brining is key. Yes, it is, Kristen, but not on a frozen turkey, which I learned a few years ago. So, you always want to do it on a fresh turkey. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, artformytable.com. So, our site is mostly healthy recipes. We definitely have some indulgences. I try to eat clean. I do nothing processed, all natural. So things for the heart. Yeah. So you can find lots of recipes there. And in case you guys didn't hear earlier, because I know there's just more people coming on, I have a free Thanksgiving recipes book that I'm giving away today on this broadcast. So there's a link in the description. If you can't see the description, like if you're watching on your phone, they brought the frozen one for you. Yeah, exactly. I love how you think, Kristen. So there's a link in the description. If you're on your mobile, you oftentimes can't see your description until after the video is over. But there's a link in there. It'll say sign up for Thanksgiving recipes. So when you sign up, I will send you a book of Thanksgiving recipes. It has our our brining recipe today. It has our turkey recipe today. It has our cranberry sauce recipe today. And it also has a whole bunch of delicious sides. A savory sweet potato dish and the best Brussels sprouts you ever ate. If you are a Brussels sprout hater, I will transform you in that recipe. It takes one to know one. I used to not like them, but I love them that way. So anyways, there's a whole bunch. There's probably like 10, 12 recipes in there that all have to do with Thanksgiving, or of course you could use it for Christmas too, that are all like yummy, from scratch, delicious. So anyway, you can just sign up for that and I'll send it right to your inbox. Okay, these are looking pretty good. Can you guys see them? Tilt that up a little bit. I just want it to go just a couple more minutes here. The cranberries are all popping and they're breaking down. And it smells delicious and they're so pretty. So pretty. What we're going to do next, use a larger. Now you can run these through a food mill if you want to, but this is just kind of an easy way to do it as well. We're gonna actually just strain it through a fine mesh sieve like this. The fine mesh ones work best for this method. We're gonna get rid of all the seeds and that sort of thing. So turn that off. Let's move this aside here. Oh, cranberry sauce is his favorite thing of wholemeal. I know. We just, it's so good. We slather it all over everything too. And then we usually, what else do we put it on? We put it on toast and pancakes and whatever.
Anything you can think of.
Anything you can think of. So next what we're going to do is I'm just going to pour this sauce right here in this strainer, fine mesh. And then I'm not going to get rid of my pan yet because we're going to actually return this sauce to it. But I do have my burner off. And then what you can do to get all of those, the skins and the seeds off, and you don't have to, but you know, it's nice. Patty, I like that. You like the food mill better, Patty? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I just kind of felt like I had enough things on my on my counter here, so because then I got to pull my KitchenAid out and whatever. So you guys can see this is just coming through the bottom. Hopefully you can see it. Can you see it okay? Can you see it on the video there okay?
It froze. So let me refresh
Oh, it froze. We're having technical
refresh
difficulties today. Lots of technical difficulties. So anyways, I'm just pressing this down.
Yep, you can see it.
And just mashing, I'm just mashing it all. So all these will come through in the bottom. All right. Okay, you guys have any questions? Oh, it's a pain to clean, but you like it better, the food mill. Yeah, they are kind of a pain to clean. I use them for my applesauce. And I really like it for that. Okay, we're getting there. You can, I like to use a jar for this method. You can also just use like a wooden spoon. And it's just kind of pressing and pressing and pressing until you get all that goodness in there. Alright, awesome. Okay, does anyone have any Thanksgiving traditions that they can share? I missed it, but what was the liquid? Oh, it was, Patty, it was cranberry juice. Yeah, and you actually, you don't even have to do this step. You could, if you like more whole cranberry sauce, you can just do that too. Okay, so
Kristen said her son prefers it unstrained, but she loves your method here.
oh yeah, see, you kind of eat it both ways. So I'm just gonna kind of set this aside here. I'm gonna hurry it along a little bit so that.
I use orange juice instead, Patty.
Yes, orange juice, Patty. That was actually, I started to comment on that. I used cranberry juice, but you can also use orange juice or any blend that you want. I just always try to do like a 100% juice of some sort. You can even do water, like if you don't have that, but the juice definitely adds a lot more flavor. And I think I would love it with orange juice. I usually kind of garnish it with a little bit of orange zest, so orange juice would be perfect. So, and this recipe is in the free book that you can grab today. It's also on my blog. All right, so now I'm gonna take this. We have our sauce here. Isn't it pretty? I don't want to splatter. And I'm gonna put this right back in the pan. And now you've got two options here, okay? So I'm gonna turn this back on. Let me grab a spatula. I just don't want to miss one little piece of this. Okay. This is the part where we're gonna sweeten it. So You can use just plain old white sugar. The sugar also helps it to set up. You can also you could use honey or maple syrup, which would also add like a little more flavor. Cuts down on the tartness. I use the orange juice. Oh, the orange juice cuts down on the tartness. I like that. Thank you. That does make perfect sense, actually, because orange juice is definitely more sweet. All right, so I'm going to turn this back on. And then to make this like a traditional homemade cranberry sauce, you would add a cup of sugar and let that boil for a couple minutes. Actually, can you peek on the recipe here? Let me just look so I can tell you exactly the right time. Crush and strain. Add sugar and boil for 1 minute. So I just want to make sure I told you the right thing. So, and then again, that sugar is going to also help it set up. Once it cools, it will be more like jellied, so to speak. But I prefer using a natural stevia-based product. So I'm going to use today some Truvia because I like it. And just, you could use, like I said, you could use honey. But if you choose a different method other than just plain white sugar, which is, you know, a different method, like honey or maple syrup is definitely be healthier for you. But then you may want to add something to thicken it as well. It won't have like that super jelly texture unless you put something in. And what I'm going to put in, maybe, okay, I got it out. I bet someone was cleaning up after me and put it away. No. Do you know what oh, yes. Here it is. What I'm going to use is glucomannan. Have you guys ever heard of glucomannan? It's from the cognac root. Do we need to show that? Is it done? We need to take it out of the oven? Okay, we're good. Which actually has this, so this is a thickener. It will thicken it up and make it more, you know, kind of like a cornstarch would, but it's just much better for you, and it actually has some health benefits, not just like better for you. But you could use cornstarch, you could use arrowroot powder, you could use xanthan gum. That's another natural thickening. So I have this boiling right now. And I probably should start with like a half a teaspoon, but because I've done this before and I know how thick I want it, I'm probably just going to put a whole teaspoon in there. And I just want to spread it around, kind of sprinkle it over, and then stir it. And then as this cools, it's going to be like that sauce. It probably won't hold in a mold just because I'm not using actual sugar. But you just have a lot of options with this. So we get that all stirred in, and that's it. That is our beautiful cranberry sauce. And so what I'll do is let it cool a little bit, and then I'll put it in a jar. If you're using sugar and you do a mold, you can put it in a mold. I don't usually do a molded. Does anyone do it like a molded cranberry sauce? I usually just put it in a dish or a jar. So that's that. I'm going to turn it off and just set it aside and let it cool, and then I'll jar it up and I'll put it in the fridge. And this is so delicious. I was going to say it'll last like a couple weeks in your fridge, but ours never lasts that long. The same amount of Truvia. Great question, Pauline. No, you don't. You want to use about half as much. If you're using Truvia, you want to use half as much. So it normally would be a cup of sugar, so I did a half a cup of Truvia, which is a lot of Truvia. But, you know, it's a lot of sauce, so we're good. You can also use like I think there's one called Pure. So I always recommend just looking on a conversion chart of whatever brand it is that you're trying to substitute the sugar for. Because they all are a little bit different. If you're using like just pure stevia, like a pure powdered or even liquid stevia, you're going to need a lot less than that. Another product that I really like is from Trim Healthy Mama, and it's called Super Sweet Blend. And I don't know if any of you have heard of Trim Healthy Mama. It's basically an eating plan that is low carb, and it cuts out a lot of like things that are not great for you, like white potatoes, white rice, white flour, white bread, and that sort of thing. And they have, oh, I got a thumbs up for something, so thank you. They have different sweetener blends, and what I like about them is that they're really pure. So, but that one, like, I can't just pick up at my store, at my local grocery store. I have to actually order it online. But they have one called Super Sweet Blend that I've also used in this, but you need half as much of Super Sweet Blend as you would of, like, Truvia, for example. So that would even cut it down even more to like a quarter cup of Super Sweet Blend. And you might even be able to get away with a little bit less because it's pretty sweet. So you have a lot of options and a lot of leeway. But like the recipe in the book that I'm sharing with you today is, it just has sugar in it. So you can always make those alternatives. So hopefully that answers your question, Pauline. Definitely different amounts. So should we bring our turkey out? It looks like my turkey is getting brown. The internal temperature has reached 165 degrees, so it's good to go. Look at it. Oops. This out. It's not browned super evenly at the moment. It does, well, it looks good, yeah. I like it to get a little bit more brown, but here we are. Thank you for lifting that. So there is, I should probably put those on. Can you guys see it okay? I think I'm gonna turn it this way a little bit, give it a little spin. Isn't that nice? So then what you want to do when you take it out is you should let it rest. Think of it and try and, oh yeah, sure, Pauline. I know, it's really tough but to cut down on sugar. But Truvia has like become my best friend. I really, really like it, and I use it. So, okay, so here's your turkey. So do you guys have any questions? After you take it out of the oven, when the internal temperature has reached 165 degrees, you want to just tent it with some foil. Just kind of cover it loosely and let it rest about 15 minutes. And then you can cut into it. I really do want to cut into it for you though right now because I want you guys to see how juicy it is and delicious. So, can I have my turkey carver come over? He's so happy that he didn't go to work today, right? Which fork do you use? That one? Okay. This is Carl, you guys.
Hi.
My turkey carver, my other half. Ooh. Oh, I wish you guys could see like all the juice running out of this. It's so good. We'll turn it so that you can see it after it gets a couple. Looks delicious. Thank you, Darcy. We're having neighbors over for dinner because I have another turkey in the oven right now. So we've got lots of turkeys.
Let's get a platter. Do you want me to keep going?
No, that's good. I'm going to turn it around so that they can just see how juicy, delicious, yumminess. Hopefully you guys can see it. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Look how tender. Can you guys tell like how tender it is? Can you tell? You know what, I saw somebody's comment on a live show I was watching. They said we need smell-o-vision. And I was like, I love that. We need smell-o-vision. Jennifer says, looks great. That was my question. Are you having turkey for dinner? We are having turkey for days. And I'm super excited about it. So, yeah. So you guys can just see mouth-watering. It is. Look at it. It's so, I don't know how it shows up in the camera. Watch it drop. Or like how the light is hitting it. When I'm photographing it, then I can definitely catch that stuff. But anyway. Okay, so that's it, you guys. Mouth-watering. Thank you, Simone. Thank you. Make sure you guys sign up to get your free book of Thanksgiving recipes, make sure you visit our site for lots more recipes. And feel free to share this video too, especially if you want easy reference to it. Just go ahead and share it, because this recipe, unless you sign up for the book, this recipe is not on the blog yet. So it's kind of, it's in the works. It'll be there, but not yet. So, which is kind of funny. I've actually been wanting to get a Thanksgiving turkey on the blog for years. So we'll get there. This is going to be the year, but I don't know how soon. So very tasty. Thanks, Carl. He actually tasted it, so that's valid. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else? Again, I just want to thank Tom Otto's Turkey Store, which they're in Middleville, Michigan. I visit their Facebook page. Go in and say hi. Get your turkeys from them. They're delicious. I'm going to just check my notes and make sure I don't forget to tell you guys anything. Brian, how long? You don't have any questions, so I must have covered it. Thank you so much for joining in today, you guys. If you have any questions, even if something comes up later or you're on the replay, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and I will keep up on those and answer any questions that you have. But I really appreciate you watching, and I appreciate all your interaction and your comments and your shares and visiting my site and all that stuff. So, okay, have an awesome Friday, a great weekend, and I'll see you next week, where hopefully we'll do some side dishes to go with this.